So the Soap and Clay kidlets are outside right now with the neighbor kids looking for worms to eat. So I have a little bit of time to actually get this done before they come in puking. Hi, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You're at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And today, I'm not making a darn thing. Georgia May is. Now, you tuned in for the soap dough recipe, and I hope you learned a lot. I hope you've been formulating your own soap dough recipes and getting ready to create something awesome. But for today, we are going to show you what Georgia May made with her awesome soap dough. Now, when I asked her to do a soap dough recipe in a soap dough video, I thought 2 parts, 2 days, it'll be great. And she ended up wanting to do 2 soaps, so it became 3 days, which is super awesome. And today we are looking at her honeybee soap. Now, this is such an adorable soap, and I love the honeybees that she created for this, for the tops of the soap, and the scent that she chose. It smells like milk and honey. It's very delightful. We actually have a bath bomb that has the same scent in it, and it's one of my best sellers. And I get why, because every time we make a new batch, I definitely steal one for myself. Anyway, this is not about bath bombs. This is about Georgia May's honeybee soap. So let's go check it out. This is the 3rd day in a row where I just get to sit back and drink my coffee and watch Georgia May do all of the awesome soapy things. So today she is making the honeybee soap with the soap dough that she made a few days ago. Now, you notice how she takes just a little bit out at a time and then wraps everything back up? Yeah, do that with your soap dough and it will prolong the life of your soap dough and, keep it pliable longer. And she is making, it looks like, the body of the honeybee there, which is super cute. Now, just full disclosure with this, I did a really fast edit on all of this and just sort of cut out dead pieces as I noticed them. So I am actually watching this creation, in real time for the first time as I am doing this voiceover. So I can be, absolutely blown away by all of her skills right along with you. Now, the little piece of black she took out, she is going to, looks like, roll that out to be used as the stripes on the honeybee. And that's awesome. Look how beautiful the soap dough is working. It's not breaking apart. She's not having any issues with that whatsoever. That's a really good batch of soap dough. And if you're interested in what recipe she used for soap dough, you can check out the post from 2 days ago. Day 74 was the soap dough recipe. And it looks like she is going to use a little bit of water to put the little stripe onto the honeybee, which is a great, little pro tip there. If you're having issues with things sticking to your soap dough, you can do that and use some water, and it will act as a glue to get it on. Also, there's some sort of powdery white bits on the counter there. That is cornstarch. If you find that your soap dough is a little bit too sticky, you can work a little cornstarch into it, kind of like you would do if you were rolling out bread dough or tortillas or something like that on the counter, so it's not sticking to the surface really. So that's what you got going on there, and that's something that you can easily just remove after you're done with your designs by spritzing a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it, and all of the colors go back to their original form. And she's going to be putting a second little stripe guy on it, and that's so cute. Oh my goodness, it's adorable. She's so good at this. because she's so good. Just in the comments below, just tell Georgia how good she is at all things, because she is. She's so good at all the things. Oh, she's going for a third. Oh my gosh, she's gonna put a third stripe on the honeybee, and that is crazy. Like, where do you even find room for it? Oh, you're just gonna do it right there. Okay. Gonna have a little teeny tiny stripe there, and just roll it on. Do the thing. Like, it's not complicated at all. And you know, this stuff is actually complicated. She makes it look easy, but it's not, and it's incredibly time consuming. And you know, I mean, for that reason, that's why I showed you the making of, you know, one duck yesterday or 2 days ago, and why I'm going to show you the making of one bee today, because this process, she's, you know, going to spend a lot of time on each little bee, probably, you know, like 10 minutes on each bee, which is crazy if you think about it. Like, that's a lot of work that goes into it. It's definitely a very artistic endeavor, but it's also a super labor of love, while she is painstakingly designing the perfect little wings to go onto a bumblebee, like, or a honeybee. That's awesome. How cute is that? And yeah, what is the difference between a bumblebee and a honeybee? Is there a difference? I don't actually know that. Maybe they're the same thing, and I just like saying honeybee more than bumblebee. I have no idea. It's not something I know. I know that we like to save all the bees, so we're gonna do the thing. And yeah, second little wing is gonna go on. Now, the cool thing about soap dough is it's kind of fragile at this point as you're, you know, using it, and you can mold it and do the thing or whatever. But in, you know, less than 24 hours time, those wings will have hardened and secured to the little, you know, the body underneath, in such a way that the wings are not going to break, and you don't have to worry about them falling off. And so it's all good. The soap dough is a very cool tool if you are so inclined to, you know, decorate your soaps like this. And I mentioned before that, you know, Georgia went through a phase with soap dough, and she had fun with it until she had to sort of start making it, you know, in big quantities. And we also noticed something interesting during that time, because she made the entire fall line with a Wizard of Oz, you know, theme. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that little bee. And in that time, she had made the Wizard of Oz themed soaps, 4 of them for the fall line, and I went ahead and made my 4 fall soaps as well. And my soaps, my fall soaps, sold out faster, and it was at a, you know, a rate of like, you know, every 6 bars of mine that sold, 1 of hers sold. That was essentially the ratio, because people found them to be too beautiful. And that is another issue with soap dough, you know, products. Okay, on to the pouring of the base of the honeybee bar, but, you know, back to the issue with the soap dough products, because when you create something that is so unbelievably beautiful and you've put so much time into it, it can be really, really disheartening when they don't, you know, sell the way that you think they're going to sell. But it's not because people didn't get your message or your vision, or they don't appreciate it. I think that you people definitely do. But also, I noticed a lot of people were saying, you know, something to the effect of, it's too pretty to use. It would just sit on my shelf, while they were looking at these beautiful, you know, soap dough creations. And that's a consideration. That's something that you have to keep in mind when designing your soaps. You of course want them to be beautiful, but if they are so beautiful that people will only buy them once and never actually get to use the awesome soap, like the point of the soap, then it's, I don't know, like, then you don't ever get to make it again, because it's still sitting there, and that's no fun. So just be cognizant of that in your, you know, soapy creations, and don't let the slower sales of the really, really, you know, complex bars ever get you down, because it's not your design. It's, you know, it's very, very pretty, and people don't want to use soap that's overly pretty. They also don't want to use soap that's ugly. So, you know, find your happy medium. Now, with this, Georgia May has split the soap batter into 3 different sections, and she is going to do 3 different colors, and she is going to do an in the pot swirl with this, I believe. And the scent blend there in the lower left, this is an amazing honey blend. It's so warm and like sugary and just very comforting. We use it in one of our Sensa bombs on the website, one of our sensitive skin bath bombs. And so this is a nice sort of bookend to that because it's a delightful blend. And the kaolin clay is also mixed in with the scent there, so she will be dispersing that between the three, and we'll probably end up getting some little kind of grainy bits from the kaolin as a result, because that's just kind of what happens with the kaolin when you disperse it in your scent versus dispersing it in water. And that's okay. I actually love the extra texture and sort of definition and, you know, depth that it gives to the bar, having the little, you know, kind of kaolin bits hanging out. But the soap batter itself looks really good. This is a big bubble blend. So this is a coconut oil, olive oil, palm, and shea. And it is just a delightful, you know, mix of oils to work with. And the end result, again, such a big bubble, such a big lather. And I love using this. And so it's very fitting that she's using it for this too, because it's just, it adds to the whole, you know, comforting and, you know, beautiful, awesome nature of the thing that, you know, she's creating here with these adorable honeybees. Now, with the in the pot swirl that she's going to do, she actually has the really perfect consistency of batter to do a really nice in the pot swirl. So what she's going to get with this, because this batter is not super thin, and also not so thick that it's just going to literally glop back into the big Pyrex, she's going to have the ability to really manipulate that with the skewer and pull those colors into each other. And then with the pour itself, they are all, each of those colors are going to hold their own in different ways and patterns with the swirls and the swoops and everything, but also blend into each other and sort of marry in places quite nicely. When you are working with a batter that's this consistency. So it really is the perfect consistency for an in the pot swirl. Anything thinner and you're going to be getting colors running into each other too easily and it gets very muddy. And anything thicker and you're just not going to get a swirl. You're going to get more of like a drop swirl type thing that is just, you know, not what you're going for really if it's in the pot swirl. But she's just going to mix that up together and create some cool lines and definition, and then she will pour it into her mold, and then it will, oh, that's so pretty. I love watching an in the pot swirl go into the mold. It's so satisfying. One of my favorite things in the whole entire world, right there. Now that she has all of the soap into the mold, she will be straightening out the top and, you know, tamping it down, making sure we've gotten rid of any potential like air pockets that are hanging out in the soap itself. And then she's going to top it in some way with these little honeybee guys, which is, you know, super, super cute. And I mean, I have seen like the end of this because I actually helped her cut these bars, but you know, you haven't. So what is she going to do with these honeybees? Let's find out, because I don't know. She could do any number of awesome things. And oh, she's going to use plastic wrap. Now, I love this. When we did the big lather test, I put plastic wrap on top of the honey soap, and it creates such a cool looking like honeycomb pattern on the top of the soap. You peel that off after, you know, saponification has done its thing, and after the soap is hardened, and it has all these cool little pockets. And so I think that is absolutely adorable. And she's going to stick the little bees right next to them, and that is just going to be the cutest soap ever. Little honeybees on top. That's so cute. Now I think this is a happy medium between the really, really detailed soaps that she did for the Wizard of Oz line, and, you know, just soaps that will actually, you know, sell quickly, because it's just a little bit of soap dough. It's not these big complex, you know, things hanging out all over the place. It's just this cute little touch. And so I think these things will sell out today, honestly. With the batches that we've made for that, I think they'll, calling it right now, they're going to be gone today, because this is one that will definitely, you know, it's saleable essentially. And that's not to say that she did any less work on these than she did on, you know, the Yellow Brick Road with the poppies, because she didn't. This is still equally time consuming and still definitely a huge artistic endeavor and a huge labor of love. But these ones seem less, they seem more approachable, really. Now, you remember yesterday during the duck soap thing how there were lines on the mold and that sort of guided where Georgia May put the ducks in the bubbles? She didn't do that for this one. And so as a result, she's left at the end with, you know, an extra honeybee that needs to get into the mold somehow. And so she's going to have to sort of move these things around to make room for the last honeybee. And we won't really know whether or not any one of these poor bees are going to, you know, be cut in half in the cut, because we don't have the lines on the mold there. So that's a good thing to do if you're going to be doing toppers that you care about, you know, keeping intact. Definitely measure out where your bars are going to go and where your cuts are going to go, so you don't, you know, cut a poor little honeybee in half. And we might do that tomorrow, but for now we are going to put this in the oven and let it go through saponification, and it will be ready for the cut. And it's cut day, and look how cute that soap is. That is just the most adorable thing ever. I love the texture from the plastic wrap there, the bubble wrap. And this is us. It's all four of us here at this point, or all four of us. It's 4 hands and 2 people figuring out how to cut these so we do not, again, cut a poor little honeybee in half, because that would be very sad. And it was finally determined that we would cut, you know, for 7 bars of this particular batch, 7 or 8 bars, and then hand cut the rest, so all of the honeybees were, no honeybees were harmed in the making of this. And oh my goodness, that is so cute. I love that bar. That is so beautiful. Good job, Georgia May. Yep, and there's cool texture coming out from the kaolin clay as well in the bars, and so that's awesome. These little honeybees on top are super cute, absolutely adorable. I love the honeycomb pattern on one side. Add some cool interest to the top. Yeah, these are really cute bars. Now, as she was pulling these from the soap cutter, we were looking at them, and I picked up the Kamikato. You guys remember the Kamikato? That particular design was a tall and skinny shimmy, and we decided that it would be super cute to do a tall and skinny shimmy with these colors and the honeybee pattern, and it would look like essentially kind of like a honeycomb inside. So, you know, look for that one, because I think that's going to be one that we're going to play with for sure. And oh, but yeah, these particular ones, they are absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about all of the cool swirls and the design inside. It really is just the perfect blend of, you know, pretty and artistic and, you know, awesome, and usability, which is good, because, you know, soap is usable art. So we want you to use it because we want to be able to make more. And I think this ticks all of the boxes. She did an extraordinary job on that. Now, for the last ones, I am doing a hand cut because they didn't quite line up with the cutter. And for this reason, it'd be a good idea to have, you know, a single cutter, you know, soap cutter, really. And I don't have one of those guys. Never have. Let's cut them all. But for this, you need to cut more than you needed to just cut them one at a time. But it all worked out. Look how unbelievably cute those soaps are. That is a day 76 Georgia May's soap dough creation, the honeybee, and it is perfect.
That's the cutest thing ever, right? Oh my God, the cute little honeybees on top, and then like the beautiful swirl inside, and everything about that was absolutely perfect. Now, we did have a little bit of trouble with the spacing of the honeybees, and that's, you know, as I said in the video, that's definitely something to keep in mind when you are going to be putting decorative toppers onto your soaps that you want to remain intact. You want to space them really nicely so you know the cuts are going to be, you know, good, and we don't lob off a honeybee's wing. essentially. And everything went great with that one. The soap itself, it does smell amazing, and it's nice, and it's already firming up really nicely. It is absolutely perfect. I love everything about this bar and Georgia May's creative, amazing brain, and I'm glad that I got to experience it today and not be the one that does the tedious making of the bees, because that's a lot. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for another round of 365 Days of Soap. I hope you had a great time. I hope you are thinking up some cool soap dough recipes to try on your own. And if you are interested in the honeybee soap that Georgia May created, yeah, you can find it on the website. It's at soapandclay.com. If you are interested in more soapy antics, subscribe to the channel. We're doing this every single day. We're doing a giveaway, but you don't get to participate in said giveaway if you're not a subscriber. So, you know, do the thing so we can pick a winner, because that would be fun. And again, thank you for joining us for another round of 365 Days of Soap, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.